right, sorry about that. I didn't even have the music on. That was just rude of me at this point. Hold on one second. I will be live in just a moment. Just flipping some switches. Flipping some switches in the morning. Making everything work alright. We're gonna do it now. Good morning, everybody. Woof. Hey, just playing the music. I'll turn it down here. Fade. There you go. It's like a magic trick. Hi, everybody. Welcome. How's your Wednesday morning going? How was your 3.5 hour drive back after 2 live shows in a row that got you in at 3 o'clock in the morning? I hope it was well. I did drive back right after. The truth is, traffic as a factor, and it's less so during the evening. You could argue that where I was, we were at Yamava Indian Casino in Riverside, California, that though it is technically a lot closer, it's an hour away in theory from Los Angeles, the traffic just getting into LA itself would mean that it's almost equidistant. It would take me 2 hours to get to LA or 3 hours to get home out here, so there we go. And I apologize if I'm a little, ragged currently, but here I am. And I've made it, and I have coffee. This is my current favorite coffee cup. Nerd Halen was a great time. We had soup. It was an adventure. It was open casino floor kind of gig in Rock and Brews, which they had a really nice stage with cameras all around it and a big video screen behind us, so they could play different shots of what was going on stage, which was nice. And they've asked us back, so next time I'm actually going to bring some AV materials that they can pipe in there besides our logo, so they can rotate through on certain songs. We'll give them a set list, and they'll be able to play video snippets and stuff like that, equations. And yeah, and then what else? Yeah, we just had to it took me longer to get out there to do the show from LA than it took me to get from LA to here. Yes, and congratulations to my captain, the man who calls me Sparkles, William Shatner, safe on back on terra firma. I thought it was wise that they put him in a blue shirt and not a red shirt. I think that bodes well for any beaming down to the surface that may have been done. So, yes, the shows will be coming to you guys. We've gotten 2 of our biggest offers so far. One's in random middle of nowhere, but also there's another one in a possibility in Austin, Texas. We'll know this week, and then Vegas is a very strong possibility. So we're kind of nailing those down, and we will of course be doing the Monsters of Rock cruise, which will be a party. Yeah, yes, he is back on Earth. Denver. I would love to do Denver. It's a great idea. Yeah, there's a couple of places I'd like to play in Denver. Yeah, Jackpot, Nevada. That's right. Yeah. So, good morning. That, by the way, that scratching-y, the sound of cardboard hitting tile that you're hearing is Chip going nuts over a new box. So, that's that. It's super adorable. So Chip will be making a visit in a moment. Either that or we have marauders. Status of my mayoral race: I have filed my intent to run, and I'm working on the other paperwork because I've got to make an account and do all that kind of stuff. And I'm not fundraising until I do all that stuff, so I don't want to crisscross people starting to give me super chats and going, "This is for mayor," and then I don't know what the legal ramifications of that are. So it is a material run. It is for real. It is genuine. But I'm not raising money yet. And if at all, we'll see. It's a curious thing. In this day and age with social media, earned news, and the relative cheapness of certain billboards in the district, there's a very strong possibility that I could do this without, on a shoestring. Speaking of shoestring, Chip, psst, psst, psst. What are you doing? What are you doing? Monkey? You're a monkey. I don't believe it. You're trying to tell me you're a cat. His tail is like that long now. It's crazy. Hi, everybody. Gonzo. Hey, good morning. Good afternoon and good day and good evening. Merit Senator Kristen Cinema to Harley Quinn Tuesday on Stephanie Miller Show fans. Well, yeah, I mean, that is obviously what she's going for. By the way, Harley Quinn is a murderer, and so is her ex-boyfriend, and they murdered people as a couple. I am not one of these folks that stands or ships villains. Not gonna happen. These are allegorical tales about morality. If you cleave to those kind of people, work on yourself. That's always, I shall not be moved. Like even the Negan stuff, like on, it's just gross on Walking Dead. Just gross. Oh, thanks for sending out the invite and welcoming everybody to our laid back morning show where we just kind of gather and talk about the trends of the day, and the vampires aren't sexy either. Well, technically speaking, vampires are ice cold to the touch, because while they are, they can walk around and fly and turn into bats and stuff, which is, if you had a mate that could shapeshift, ladies, gentlemen, everyone else, would you, Negan's a good guy now. Oy, please. He's a good guy in the context of apocalyptic, afterworld zombie hell that everyone is in. He's not a good guy. Just silly. Van Jones, Jimmy Dore, dangerous grifters. Oh yeah, don't get me started on the whole the social media messaging stuff and the weaponizing of super chats on some of these channels to drive the hosts in certain directions. I've seen it attempted on my show a couple of times in a minor way. No. I want to hear the rest of this question because it's probably yes. I missed that part of what you were asking. Hold on one second. I gotta scroll back. Father Guido Sarducci said he would campaign for you. By the way, for those of you that don't know, Father Guido Sarducci is a character from SNL, and why am I blitzing on the actor's name? The guy who plays him and created that character also created. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you guys this. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll see if, so Don Novello wrote a book. Let's see, bibliography. Breakfast in Heavens. There it is, the Laszlo Letters. So, for those of you who don't know, Don Novello, who created the Father Guido Sarducci character, wrote a book called the Laszlo Letters, and it was let's see if I can find let's see, it's a paperback version of it. I have a copy of it someplace, and let's see if I can find a thing where I can show a picture of it. Yeah. So, there is a used copy of it. I have a copy of this from that original version. Let me see if I can bring this up and see if everything's working this morning. Because hold on, that's not what I want. There we go. There you go. This guy. So this is the book, the Laszlo Letters. Now, Laszlo Letters, Don Novello created this character called Laszlo Toth American, and he wrote these ridiculous letters to people who like were high up, including all these people: Nixon, Ford, Sammy Davis Jr., my old friend Colonel Sanders. He wrote to McDonald's and gave them notes about their sandwiches and stuff like that, and dishes they should have. So they sent him coupons. It's amazing. And the responses he got are gloriously hilarious, and he presents the letters from a let's see if there's like a version of this that has somebody put this on Twitter. We'll see if we can bring this up. Yeah. Did somebody? Yeah. Yeah. So here's okay. He wrote to here's when he wrote to McDonald's about the Egg McMuffin. So he would type these letters up. I'm looking for a recommendation for an animation program for my original cat characters. I don't know. Oh, the character animator in Adobe is fantastic. Give me a minute. I'll go into that a little bit, but let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. No, it just gets smaller. That's so weird. There you go. Dear Mr. Kroc, and he just writes this. This is from his President, McDonald's, Oak Brook, Illinois. Dear Mr. Kroc, recently I was driving to Pasadena, California, and I saw a billboard for McDonald's that made me start thinking. It showed me an Egg McMuffin, which looked very good, and next to it there was some jelly. Personally, I think a lot of people will not like the Egg McMuffin with jelly. It would be like putting jelly on top of eggs. I think that billboard will make a lot of people not order an Egg McMuffin, even though I know they don't have time to use they don't have to use the jelly if they don't want to. It just makes me sad that the Egg McMuffin looked so good and that jelly just goes and spoils the whole thing. I write this just as a suggestion since I have enjoyed your hamburgers and fries so much, and I would hate to see your fine organization be hurt by trying to be nice and giving out jelly, but it just doesn't go. Sincerely, Laszlo Toth. And they wrote back to him. Dear Mr. Toth, in our Egg McMuffin outdoor billboards, we show jelly next to our newest product for one main reason. We have found that a lot of our customers take off the top half of the muffin and eat it separately from the rest of our Egg McMuffin product. The jelly is provided to make the top half, when eaten separately, taste even better. And just in case you haven't tried an Egg McMuffin yet, here's a gift certificate, which should go most of the way to buy you one at your nearby McDonald's. We think you'll find it delicious. Or you can use it to buy anything else you might prefer. Many thanks for your letter to Mr. Kroc, and thank you for your continued patronage. It's so good, and they're full of these. And then he writes to Kroc again about the letter that he got. Dear Ray, he's now calling Ray Kroc instead of Mr. Kroc. They're on a first name basis now. I got a letter from Darrow Diamond about a week ago where he said thanks to me for writing to you. That's okay, my pleasure. He explained to me how people don't put the jelly on the top of the egg, but eat the top part separately from the egg part. Pretty clever. I went and had one like that, and it did make the top half taste even better, just like he said. Yesterday, I went over to my Mac place. That's what I call it. They all know me there. And I ordered a hamburger and asked for some jelly, and they wouldn't give it to me. I told them how I was friends with you, and all they only give it out with the Egg McMuffin. I brought my hamburger home and split it up and used the top half separate, just like Darrow suggested. But I don't see why I have to use my own jelly, and the Egg McMuffin people get theirs for free. The top half of the hamburger bun tastes even better like that too. It's just not fair. I see where you're up to 10 billion hamburgers sold. How many more do you have to go? Stand by our president, Laszlo Toth. And then they wrote him back. Dear Mr. Toth, glad you tried the top of the Egg McMuffin product with jelly and that you liked it. To your point about giving jelly with hamburgers, there just aren't many people who like hamburgers that way. Most people prefer ketchup, mustard, onion, and pickles, the way we make them. Thanks for your note. So the whole book is full of that, where he writes back and forth to Nixon, to celebrities. He gets autographed pictures. It's like this, and if you get a chance, peruse it. I'm sure it's available in digital form. Just like, oh, so good. So, anyways, so Don Novello, who is Father Guido Sarducci, did the Laszlo Letters, and then wrote one called Citizen Laszlo, the Laszlo Letters Volume 2, where it was all politicians, which is pretty spectacular. So, anyways, shall we check our morning trends while we're at it? Oh, the National Hockey League. There you go. William Shatner, we just raise your glasses to the captain. I hope he gets to go on the Tesla one next, and then I hope they give him his ship back, and eventually he gets to captain the Enterprise because they find a way to preserve him and keep him alive until we can basically outpace aging. Oh, look at that. Fox Mulder. Shots fired. Two sci-fi things right next to each other. Does Fox Mulder believe that Captain Kirk is in space? Wait a minute. Oh, wow. People are actually using his birth date. That's amazing. Little inside baseball. So, Duchovny and his lovely now ex-wife used to come into a boba tea place in I think it's technically on San Vicente in Brentwood. There was a place where we would have afternoon kung fu class, and then my class, like my co-teacher Brooks and I would take our class over there, and we'd all have beverages and just kind of hang out. It was a lovely thing to do after class and whatnot. And it wasn't the biggest place, but there was a decent amount of seating, and in the middle it was one of those little like minor office complexy kind of things with a little courtyard in the center, a really tiny one, and there was a yoga class upstairs, so people would come down from the yoga class and have drinks and that kind of thing. And David Duchovny and his wife, his ex-wife, would come in with the kids, without the kids, together by themselves on a fairly regular basis, and it was very strange to see, Fox Mulder ordering a mate boba. Oh, nice, V. Gabriel. Happy birthday. Oh, and your real birthday, though. His is your, yeah. So, anyways, he'd come in, and this was 1999. I was dreaming when I wrote this story, so forgive me if it goes astray. And he would come in, and it was really cool. And just seeing him, right? And it overlapped with me getting Talk Soup. So I met David Duchovny as like guy with a spear next to his table, because we walked over sometimes. So I had my spear there, and then we would take it back, and then when everybody left, we'd put him back in our other friend's truck, and he would take them with us. And he just knew me as one of the guys that was around there. And then I got Talk Soup, and then within a month, I was back to, like, I was doing class again on the weekends when I had time, and then I would come in with, just for old time's sake, and like start hanging out with people, because I didn't want my normal life to slip away just because this was my day job now. And David would come in, and then he was like, "Oh shit, you're now on Talk Soup. That's great." Always a sweetheart. Always liked him. Nice guy. Ladies, he's better looking in person. It's annoying. But good solid dude. And so I had boba tea a few times with David Duchovny, but and recommended beverages to him as a regular at this place. In 1999, 2000, as I got into it, and then I ran into him again 2004 or something like that. And that was when I went from Talk Soup Guy to did I fangirl? Not really. I mean, I used to, my old roommate and I watched watched X-Files all the time. Like we were regular viewers for years, and loved the show. But I've never had. There are only a couple people where I really would fan out over. Yes, Prince would be one of those people. I'm still not used to Paul Stanley knowing my name. Like I can hang out with Sebastian Bach and it's still strange. It is strange. He's good. He's great. We love Sebastian, but it's weird that I know him considering, high school. And and like, that's interesting. That happens in life. But with Duchovny, I maybe it was because everybody was like around that I knew, and I felt like he's by himself, and I've got like 10 people I'm teaching martial arts to every week. And so, I don't know, it felt balanced or something. Yeah. Anyways, really good dude. Just, yeah, solid. So, happy birthday to his character and to his, that's amazing. Still to this day, do you guys any X-Files watchers in there? And I'll have to I'm gonna have to find let's see. Get back in here, you silly. Morning me. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna see if I can find this. Have you got a favorite episode? I have to find the title. Humbug. That's what it was. Yeah. See if there's one where I can. Yeah, this is the one where the conundrum was in it. He's a dude covered in puzzle tattoos. Chung from Outer Space. I like the inbred family one. Yeah, this is here. I'll switch this over to here. So this is the episode with the conundrum, and there's so many great. These are real tattoos, by the way, on his body. That was just one of my favorite ones, and there's so many great kind of ironic elements to that one. It was very tongue in cheek. And there's one, they make one joke about not all of us can look like some sort of Vogue, male fashion model, wearing the latest Ellis clothes or whatever it was, whatever the line was. And then they cut to Fox Mulder is like, hold on, you switch this over. Fox Mulder is like he's at a at one of their caravans in that park, and he's just got his leg up on the railing and his foot up on the stairs, and he's posing literally like one of those pictures. It was such a nice inside joke. It was so great. Like he's just yeah, it was so nicely done. And welcome and good morning. Hey, do you have a beverage? Are you relaxed? Yeah, full catalog model pose. Exactly. I just love that. How do you know, Evan? Thanks, John. It fit when I bought it. So let me see if I can switch back over here. So Mulder is trending, and then oh, this is so good. No, yes, this one. Okay, here we go. This is the Texas thing. This has been around for a bit. Trump won Hood County in a landslide. His supporters still hounded the elections administrator until she resigned. They're just treating everybody like crap. Moment that changed me, Patrick Stewart on the teacher who spotted his talent and saved him. By the way, thank you, Suzanne Adams. If there's a single person responsible for my career, it's her. She taught me to like hone what was natural talent and then have a work ethic that makes it get better all the time. And I mean, you just can't. That is an irreplaceable moment in someone's life and development. Is Olivia Wilde okay? Is Olivia Wilde okay? Is Olivia Wilde okay? She's more than okay. I am someone who has had 2 babies. I'm in my late 30s, and I love my body now more than I ever had. Directs and stars a new campaign that hinges on messages of freedom. Good for her. Lovely. So they just basically, she just looks super frigging hot, and that she's just going to just torture us with it. Okay, that's fine. That's right. All right. Oh God, I thought she was being attacked by a dog, and that's not even that's not her. Olivia Wilde. No. Is this how this kind of stuff happens? That's actually her. I will say that is actually her. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So this is just. Oh, I see. This is just like a big Vogue shoot that she did. I see. All right. Is it warm in here? It's just me. Drought wants to knock out the small California town. The people who love it are trying to save it. This is a very heartwarming story. And the irony is that in about 6 years, it's going to be flooding. Paul Simon, who shot 60 famous, how they're going to do it, turns 80. Thank God. Okay, so I thought that was going to be another, like, oh, not Paul Simon dead right now. Oh, God. He's just 80. That's just wrong. The older Paul Simon gets, the more he looks like Son of Sam. I don't know why that is. Have you guys seen Mindhunter? Like, as soon as they walked out, the guy who was playing, who's amazing, by the way, he's wearing a prosthetic to make him look even more like the Son of Sam. But when he came out, I was like, where's Garfunkel? Yeah, exactly. Everybody has that reaction. Like, you can't do a... Well, at least we know Vincent Price hasn't died. I'm glad he's trending, though. It is Halloween. 2 powerful speeches announcing racism, religious knowledge while starring in the popular radio show The Saint, and they still ring very true today.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a prejudice-filled America, no one would be secure in his job, his business, his church, or his home. Yet racial and religious antagonisms are exploited daily by quacks and adventurers whose followers make up the irresponsible lunatic fringe of American life. Refuse to listen to or spread rumors against any race or religion. Help to stamp out prejudice in our country. Let's judge our neighbors by the character of their lives alone, and not on the basis of their religion or origin.
Poison doesn't always come in bottles, and it isn't always marked with the skull and crossbones of danger. Poison can take the form of words and phrases and acts, the venom of racial and religious hatred. Here in the United States, perhaps more than ever before, we must learn to recognize the poison of prejudice.
Look at that. Look at that. See? And this generation thinks they invented trying to solve these issues, as if everybody wasn't trying and trying and trying and trying. Vincent Price does the Thriller rap for the only time live ever.
Not do your part on Thriller would be a sin, which you've never done on television.
I've never done it.
No, I know. I beg you.
Well, all right, I will.
All right.
All right.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood.
Copyright strike for doing that. Anyways, amazing. I am stuck on what my Halloween costume will be this year. I'm somewhere between the Crow and Braveheart. That's fun. Yeah, satire won't save me from a copyright strike like that. Once they started playing the music, like, just messing with Peter Lorre. And that cat is not having it. Look at this. Ridiculous. The Crow for sure. Yeah. You just got, like, either way, I'm walking around without a shirt on. So there you go. Do I have a kilt? Of course I have a kilt. All right. The Crow was a great movie. I can't watch it very often because it breaks my heart. Oh, look, Van Jones is trending. Well, he was, and then he wasn't. What happened? Did it go down or did it disappear? Oh, it got replaced with Stormy Daniels. More toadstool things. President and the porn star, why this matters. Trump could soon be off the hook in the Stormy Daniels case. Okay, that's because they're time. Oh, yipes. Oh God, no, we don't have like that. I should have been aware that was what plaid is your kilt. I actually have utility-kilts. I don't have an actual plaid on any of the ones that I have. I mean, we have a family one, but I don't have it. My dad has it. Brett Favre returned $820 received in illegally spent welfare funds. It should have gone to needy families. What? Favre was not among the six. Huh? Mississippi. You'll come to love it in oh so many ways. And this is the port. I have a utility kilt. Port of LA is going to work 24 hours, as is I believe Amazon, FedEx, the post office, and something else. And by the way, you don't think that DeJoy's slowing down of the post office at every turn doesn't have a major impact on this stuff? Because yes, the crates have to arrive. They arrive at the port, they're taken off the port, there's a backlog of some of those, but then the ones that are sitting there have to be emptied and the stuff in them sent where it's going. And if all the transportation points that it's going through, specifically a lot of it is going through the regular mail, they're just going to sit there taking up space. And until that stuff is cleared and goes out through the mail and is processed or gets where it's going, they're not going to send the second part and the next part. Yes, and there's a lot of Home Depot and Target and yeah. Blackwatch kilt. I have a utility kilt, but a Blackwatch kilt sounds cool. Yeah. So it's going to be running 24/7 for a while. Back to the old doc stories of the 30s and 40s. Here in Chicago suburb, we only get mail about 3 times a week, and usually around 7 p.m. Yeah, that's not an accident. And so that's creating a backlog as well. This one has been trending for days, and I don't know why it keeps doing it. Yeah. The shooter's wife, Nora Salman, wife of the Pulse nightclub gunman, is ready to speak. I don't care. I don't care. If she has ideas on how to stop people like that and they've come up with some sort of a plan, then release it. But I don't need an interview in that circumstance. And you do realize there are like 7.5 billion other people on the planet that you could talk to that might have a good idea. Ugh. So yeah, so this is the current, let's see what's trending in the regular trendies. NHL, William Shatner, love him. No Bra Day. I'll click on that after the show. Screen pitch is officially launched. And the LA help cute. No, anyway, okay. Hi. Oh, wamp wamp. Love you. Okay, hold on. My girl had to come back and get something. She left something in the house, so I have to give her a kiss before she can leave. Give me 1 second. Right. Get at it. Yeah, because you get. I'm also not doing my job to do a one-night show for one person. Right. Yeah. Love you. Let's see. Oh yeah, the PS Social Security is getting its largest cost of living increase in history, or in 39 years. Yeah, 39 years. 5.9, almost 6%. Once again, pile into and hold AMC shares in hopes of creating a short squeeze in the market. Snapchat's still on. Love you. And yeah, the Brett Favre thing, that's worth looking into. The Archbishop for the Military Services said the Catholic troops should be allowed to reject COVID-19 vaccine if it would violate the sanctity of their conscience. No, the Pope, sorry, you're in the Catholic Church. If the Pope says it, you do it. If you don't want a situation like that, become a Lutheran, for Christ's sake. No pun intended. What was Hal saying about the X-Files earlier? And I bring it back. No, it's Fox Mulder's birthday today. The character, not David Duchovny. Right? If you don't want to do what the Pope says, don't be Catholic. Can you read? Read the Bible on your own. Best price and a lot of game stuff. I have no idea what this nonsense is in the sports world, and I'm so glad. I could, AMC apes, right? I still have my AMC stock that I got when it was starting to go up the first time, because I believe in it. And I believe in movie theaters, and I wanted to support them. It was a vote with your dollar because it was so cheap when it cratered. Brain flakes? Bran flakes, I think. In rural Texas, I hope it's bran flakes. Brain flakes is people! Brain flakes is people. In rural Texas, we posted a 14-hour part-time cash container unloading job. No one showed up. Now our team of 2 is unloading 35,000 pounds of brain flakes themselves. While the $14 isn't enough these days. Pictures are old and for plush, but it gives you an idea. Dear God. Dear God. Brain flakes. Obviously, it's some sort of nootropic cereal. It's like regular bran flakes, but with fish oil added. Disney Plus dropped the trailer for The Beatles Get Back, which dazzled an in-depth look at legendary band's final live performance. Never presented footage. Okay, cool. I'll probably watch that. Oh, this is what it official discusses Joe Biden's leadership. Oh yeah, that was also trending. Yeah. So you guys know my Van Jones story. Some of you do. I did Politicon once, and I was asked to do asked to do one of the panels a second time, and I was like, but he was there, and I was backstage. That's when I was backstage there with like him and Ann Coulter was there, and Glenn Beck and Robert Davi and Anna Kasparian and Liz Winstead. That's when I was talking with Liz and Anna. We're just kind of chatting, and she goes, and that's the situation when we're all Bernie supporters, and she included me in that. And I said, actually, I'm a Hillary supporter, and she was like, oh, it sort of shocked her, but she was sort of Liz was accepting of that. From that moment on, I was a pariah to Anna. Suddenly, all my good ideas a minute ago became evil. It was hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, that and she's been awful ever since and still continues to be. Fuck the Young Turks. It's a mess. But anyways, Cenk spent $1 million running for an office just to unseat the female Dem who was going to win and make sure a Republican ran for 5,000 votes. Ugh, don't even. Yes, Liz Winstead is a genius and lovely, and I couldn't be more of a fan. She's fantastic. But there was a debate between Van Jones and Coulter, and it's like we're just sitting back there. There's a schedule on the wall, and there's food and a bunch of tables, blah blah blah. And somebody's saying Van Jones is not a Dem. Agreed, but he's supposed to be the counterpoint to Ann Coulter in this debate, allegedly being a Dem, allegedly having ideas on the other side of that, right? And they were all like huggy kissy before they went out there. They went out, had this kind of big show of like shitting on each other, and then came back afterwards. And he was like, I wasn't too hard on you. And then she, oh, no, that part was great. And we blah, blah. And it reminded me of the old Warner Brothers cartoons with Wile E. Coyote and the sheepdog, where they would just be fighting and nearly killing each other and just destroying each other. And then the whistle would blow. And then they would go, see you tomorrow, Sam. And it was all a lie. It's a lie. And so, Van Jones, being that he's on CNN and he's supposed to be giving the liberal or left or progressive point of view on some things because of what he's brought on to talk about and what the producer sets up, part of the counter argument will be like a broken clock, right? Twice a day, but also you don't even know if he really feels that way, right? And this is him like crapping on Biden. Hold on, hang on one second, if I may. Shadow by the side of the house. Oh, nice. Almost got rough up in here for 1 second. It's we've been trying to get our backyard fixed for a long time, and it got to like 80%. And I had an old grill that I would cook on, and so we decided to build one into the thing, and there's just been a giant cement hole filling with dust and rainwater. And it looks like they're finally here to put the thing in. I'm amazed. I thought Van Jones was the blonde guy in Brigadoon. Please tell me you keep your doors locked at all time. Oh, indeed I do. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a reality. This is not like, oh, well, at these events, everybody tries, comedy is important, and everybody tries to get along. That's not what this is. This is just like crap subterfuge.
South Carolina, it's safe to say that Donald Trump has never been around that many black people ever in his life. But I'll say this, that he wasn't around that many black people then. Even when he gave a speech at a college, an HBCU, he stuffed the ballot box. He made sure that there were 200 of his supporters there, and only 7 of those students allowed to be there. And he was receiving the Bipartisan Justice Award from these people at Benedict College. Almost any time Van Jones is somewhere and you're a black person, you'd be wise to be on the other side of it.
I will defer to DL on that aspect of it, but not surprising. And again, my genuine experience is that is precisely true. That's DL Hughley. That he's, I mean, I couldn't tell you what his real political beliefs are, even if he's emoting on screen about them. Yeah. I never liked Van Jones something he says. Sometimes he says things I agree with. Well, that's his job on these shows. But the problem is, okay, can I explain to you guys something about, maybe that's what this morning's talk will be ultimately about. Can I explain to you how genuine manipulation works? Genuine manipulation does not come from an opponent yelling their opinions or their thoughts into your head and you just kind of eventually becoming porous and it takes over. It comes from people who are manipulating you, who are, absolutely, wolves in sheep's clothing, where they will present themselves as an ally and then slowly but surely pack on top their other ideas, and whittle away at your ability to make, the difference between a good idea and a bad idea because you like the person. So your natural instinct in those situations will be to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, this is a good reflex to have. It's good in friendships. It's great in relationships. That's how you should live your life. And if you know someone like yours truly, where you absolutely can come up to me, and when we talk in person, as many folks out there who've hung out and we've had dinner or they've come to a show and we've talked at a length after the show, I'm this is me. This does not change. It gets a little perkier on stage, but basically what you see is what you get, right? And I'm proud of that fact. And when you're interacting with somebody like that, somebody you know personally, or at least someone you trust has said, yes, I've been around this person and they are genuine. Even when they have a bad idea, it comes from a genuine place. It comes from a place inside them where they're like, I think maybe we need a different take to try and solve this, right? That kind of stuff. Then there are other people that are just opportunistic and use that methodology, use that structure as a way of manipulating people. And what they do is they take advantage of your goodwill, of those good traits that that work very well in your interpersonal relationships. They exploit it in generic ways on a broader scale. And this is why, Russia and China and Saudi Arabia and to some degree Iran, much lesser so, did fake Facebook groups, and they weren't fake neo-Nazi groups trying to convince people to be against Jews in that sense. What they would do is create lots of accounts that have cat videos and all the normalcies of life, and then occasionally start just weirdly dropping George Soros everywhere, right? That stuff. And that's when it's weaponized. And the whistleblower that spoke in front of Congress from Facebook, and apparently there's another one on deck. She was basically saying that they were a delivery system for that. Do we have trolls? Good. And thanks for the unlike other shows, we're very happy to receive trolls as long as they're not mean in their language in a bigoted way or whatever. They're just a-holes. Who cares? But it helps the spread of the show. So, and again, the more they type, the broader the reach of our show gets, because that's how the algorithm works. It does not care. It just cares about engagement. And that kind of goes to our, that's what's easily weaponizable about the algorithm. And that's what's easily weaponizable about social media. And to some degree, once social media became a source for the news, it rang a dinner bell for anybody who'd want to mess with it worldwide. If you want to mess with the American people, there was a window, especially about 5 years ago, curiously enough, where the news media, especially cable news in this country, rang the dinner bell and just said, "Come on in," because they were posting, Twitter messages and Facebook messages from randos, and under the assumption that, well, this person says their name is, Tom Anderson Jenkins III in, Minneapolis, Indiana. And sure, their grammar's a little bad, but they must be Americans. Look at their name. And they would just read whatever the hell, kind of came up. And then, of course, at first you might go, well, let's take the top 5 comments that just kind of come up while we're on the air. This is sort of thing. These are the most recent comments. Like if I went and just read the last 5 people in the chat, what they said. And then that, when you're selling toilet paper and you got commercials, you need it to be a little more exciting. So you'll have somebody in charge, a social media director, who will be in charge of finding the tweets and the Facebook messages and the posts and the Instagram pictures that further whatever will keep people on. And that's usually anger and fear. So they'll pick the most incendiary ones. So then again, Macedonian Acker Farms, Russia and China just go, well, all we have to do is every morning jump in and gang up on these chat rooms, throw red meat at these producers, and 4 out of 5 of the ones that are going to go up are going to be fake. And it got so bad that, do you notice, you guys remember when the news just stopped doing that? Like, I'm amazed when I see it done on YouTube channels, right? Have you seen YouTube channels where somebody will put up next to them and they'll take a tweet from somebody? Let's see, I'll just pick a random, that's a good example. And I'm not going to pretend to know. Let's see. I'm going to try to find one that's super rando. My stuff is set pretty tight as far as what's in there. Well, I'll find just kind of, and again, this might be a real person, but that's not the point. They'll just scroll through and pick a, like this guy. Texas and a few other states have made it illegal for businesses to mandate the China vaccine. I take that to mean any business, airline, internet company that wants to do business in those states better not have a mandatory China virus policy. Tail wags dog. Now, I don't know what he means by tail wags dog. I suppose he does, but his name's Practical Bob. He must be an American. Who cares? That must be a real picture of him. He looks like a lovely Cracker Barrel customer, right? And that's, and again, like they on the news, they just would roll through and grab a bunch of stuff, and then that's, that's that. They wouldn't grab here's what the actual blue check account from this country says versus this thing, the real sources, which arguably is worth doing on occasion, or referential articles. How it started. China praised for its policy to end coal financing abroad. How it's going. China plans more coal power at home. Yeah, except their coal mines just flooded. The so-called Uyghur Tribunal is out and out a machine churning out lies. The world has begun to test its practice. Xinjiang will enjoy even greater development, and international appeals for objective and fair perception of China policy, and Xinjiang will grow. Yeah. The so-called Uyghur Tribunal is an out-and-out machine churning out lies. Yeah, there's no. I mean, what concentration camps? Like if you're sourcing this kind of stuff and going, hey, the South China Post is saying this, and take it with a grain of salt because blah, blah, blah. All of these situations, they would just grab randos and go, this person from Oklahoma says this. And with no way of verifying it, or no actual desire to. So anyways, that all ended. If you'll notice, like you don't see them doing that anymore. And boy, did it go away quietly. There was citizen journo thing. Remember when CNN was going to you could do citizen journo stuff for CNN. You could send in videos. And then it was like, it wasn't even like CNN's shutting down our citizen journo thing today because it just, it was a nice attempt. But it was just kind of like step away, disappear. It was horrifying. Murphy, how's Murphy trending? Murph, you okay? Oh, wrong Murphy. What? U.S. Marshals are prepared to round up former Trump aides who defied January 6th subpoena, says committee member Rep. Stephanie Murphy. Retweeted so they arrest them now again. Oh, good old Greg Kelly. This Governor Phil Murphy is just because he's losing now. He's lost, just for nut job, throw away his political, whatever. This seems to be a Obama stuff for Murphy in New Jersey's governor's race. That's cool. There's a lot of Murphys in the world, and none of them are my cat. I'm very disappointed. Oh, Fred. We love Fred. And he's campaigning for Murphy too. That's great. So, anyways, the point is, if you'll notice, they just stopped doing that. They stopped using those just randos, and just acted like they'd never done it. They just walked away, just like, did we? How's that thing? I don't know. And that's because it was awful, and they were becoming it was abundantly clear to them that they were being manipulated openly, and that report after report after report on CNN and other sites that were doing that the conversation was being driven by foreign sources using social media in the United States to manipulate the messaging around everything. Yeah. Greg Kelly says John Gruden is a white man being attacked. Yeah, Don Jr. says the same thing. They just have to come to the defense of his anti-gay slurs. They believe that being tough is synonymous with being able to use anti-gay slurs. Louis C.K. thinks the same thing. And there's a lot of knowing about him. That's the thing that bugs me the most. And Don Jr. and they're all delicate men. So you got to be able to, use the F word or the P word, either anti-gay or misogynistic. And by the way, I don't believe in, you guys know this, I don't believe in homophobia or the concept of the phobias. It lets people off the hook. In this insane story. Insane story is running out of supplies. don't know what that was. Very strange. But yeah, so, right, and they call us snowflakes. It's like, here's a good idea. Broaden your vocabulary, fucko. Let's see. I'm going to look at the chat. It's not a fear, so the phobia is a misnomer. Yeah, it's not. And by the way, if it's a phobia, phobias, right, phobias are a mental disorder. So if you are castigating anyone for being phobic, you are being ableist against someone with a mental disorder, because that's what a phobia is. So why are you not just calling them bigots? These homophobic, these Islamophobic, these blah, blah, transphobic remarks. Fuck that. They're racists and bigots, and what they say is not homophobic, it's anti-gay. I don't know why that became cover, and the communities in and among themselves did that. The hardest, like, I can talk, and, you know, it's way easier to talk people one-to-one out of, yeah, phobias are mental. It's a panic disorder. It's a fear-based panic disorder. It's a mental disorder where something creates a fear in you that is out of balance with reality. Hey, Caleb. House smashed our Nerd Halen gig last night. Thanks, man. You did too. Yeah. Yeah, language matters. Yes, and nothing is greater than 100%. Thank you. I'm spider phobic, heights and deep water too. Yeah, well, again, snakes. And by the way, most of the time you're not. Come see my stand up. I'll cure you. I cure phobias in my stand up. It's just a little side gig. But I think in the languaging of it, it's incredibly crucial to stop using phrases like homophobic and just say anti-gay. Because that's what they mean. They're not transphobic. They're bigots. If somebody's transphobic, they need, I guess, a psychiatrist, help, forgiveness. I mean, obviously, they are walking around with a brain in their skull that is not up to the task of dealing with the world that's in front of them. That's what a phobia is. Phobic of things are different from phobic of lifestyles. No, it isn't. A phobia has a very distinct medical characteristic. Period. These are bigots and racists. No, I'm not letting them off the hook by basically saying they have brain sniffles. No. Do they think a trans person is going to attack them? No. I don't know what they think. A good portion of them are not even talking about trans people when they discuss their fear about trans laws and the like. Their fear is that the law is so gray and so watery and so without boundaries that straight men, the Ted Bundys of the world, the Harvey Weinsteins, the Bill Cosbys of the world, will take advantage of said gray areas and attack their daughters and their wives and others. So it's more heterophobia, if you want to put it that way. Being homophobic is racist, bigot, but being afraid of heights makes you a bigot. Don't think so. What? Huh? No, I'm saying acrophobia is a real phobia. Hating gay people is just bigot. It used to seem that straight guys who had issues with gay dudes were terrified they'd become gay. Well, that was more of a social meme than a reality. And I mean, the running gag has always been, and we even had a storyline about it on Queer as Folk that I talked to our execs about, and I thought was a bit strange, which was the captain of the football team guy who was anti-gay and Bash Justin is actually gay and closeted, and it it just seems like it turns the entire argument into some version of it's just gay on gay crime. There's closeted gays who are mean to gay people, and then there's out gays who wish they wouldn't and think those people are straight or something. It's too simple. Bigotry exists. And it can in some cases be, minds can be changed because it is not a mental disorder. Minds can be changed through experience and openness and all those kind of things. And yes, I did find my Chinese pictures, by the way. They're afraid of falling on a dick and liking it at the end. I mean, I think that's too overly simplistic. I think some of the anti-gay rhetoric, for example, in the Don Jr., Gruner world and the Greg Kelly world is based in misogyny. It's based actually in a lower view of women, because in their mind, and understand, I'm explaining to you, this is a thought form that exists in their behavior, not something that I aspire to or I condone in any way. I don't know why it's important to say that, but I'm sure cutting this out of context. But what their belief is that women equals less than men, and that women sleep with men, and that a man who wants to sleep with a man is like a woman, and therefore he is less than a man. Do you understand? See that weird mental equation they kind of do about, like, why would a guy want to do what women do? That makes them lower in their eyes, in that person's eyes. So I mean, it's not all the same. Again, these are complex situations. There are people who hate, gay men specifically for that reason, who also don't mind lesbians because they think they have a shot, because they think secretly, for the very same women, all women are below them and therefore in a subservient role to them. And those same guys who think that about gay men think that lesbians just haven't met the right guy yet. These are the same kind of plug-in thoughts that kind of bigot has. There are some, and an increasing number, we found out from the Catholic Church and any number of old scandals, victims of sexual abuse that they've been hiding, or familial sexual abuse that was going on for a long time. And so while they may have aged out of it and escaped it, in their interpersonal relationships, they project a hatred towards gay people because of what was done to them. That's another reason. And so when you try to solve questions of bigotry and racial animus and hatred and those kind of things through single source, that in essence is the current problem we're in. That's, when you think there's a single reason, and there just isn't. So I'm not even sure how we ended up getting on this, but it's totally cool as a conversation. But the manipulation of your thought forms is that what they do is they'll create fake gay accounts, and they'll create fake straight accounts, and they'll create fake black accounts, and they'll create fake Chinese accounts, and fake Americans, and fake refugees, and fake DACA recipients, and all that kind of stuff. And they'll just kind of chat away and do a lot of, relative normalcy in their feed just to fill it up, because that's part of the standard operating procedure. And then within a couple of months of an election, they'll start seeding the idea. And it's a multi-tiered effect. They'll have, it's a soft power expression by these regimes that are trying to bring down democracy, basically weaponize our freedom. You take your opponent's strength and turn it into a weakness. That's what this does. And they slowly but surely, they'll start around the edges. The vaccine stuff and Q basically started about 6 years ago with, the earth is really flat. It's actually kind of hollow. There's an alien base inside the moon. And, we've never been, the Russians actually went to the moon, but we didn't. That nobody's actually ever been outside it. We live in a dome. That God's going to be back anytime now. And, there's enough of that buzz where there's smoke, there's fire, turns some of the folks to kind of like, well, I'm not against the idea because I'm curious. I'm just asking questions, right? That shit. And then it gets worse and worse to the point where they're, Hillary and Huma Abedin are eating baby milkshakes in the basement of a pizza parlor, while Donald Trump is the savior of sex trafficking victims. Right? There is a, you can watch if you could step back a little bit from your feed, step back from your social media feed enough, you can see kind of like a rush for the exits in some moments. And, sometimes it's legit, so that's how they get you. Sometimes it's legit, 80% of the time it isn't. And you're being led around by your nose. So we all kind of go, the social tide effect is heightened in social media and therefore easily directed. Also, there is this, I don't know how to really, I haven't yet figured out a way to express this in a way that really clicks or is super simple. But when you search for something, or follow people on Twitter or Facebook or whatever to get something into your feed, Facebook, Twitter, even Google do not give you the best answer to the question you are trying to answer, that you're seeking an answer to. They do not. They give you an answer, a possible answer that is the one you are most likely to click on. So when you're looking online or you're looking something up, they don't offer up to you like the exact, that's the answer to what they're looking for. This is the actual thing you're looking for. This is where it is and it's nearby. They will, looking at your browser history and your buying history and your clicking history and all that kind of stuff, the algorithm basically says, oh, you know what? I know they want this, but when they see it, they won't click on it necessarily because it's too dense and too much information. They'll click on this buy link though. They'll click on this funky picture of this woman screaming in a mall. You know what I mean? And so it basically leads you by, wouldn't you rather be over here? Come here. I know. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Come here. And all of the stuff in your feed does that. And interestingly enough, Twitter is one of the harder ones to weaponize because you've got a feed that you dictate. If you go to the trends page like we do and just kind of look around, and if you were just following trends, they have semi-successfully removed that trending thing from it. Now, if anybody in your people that you follow immediately just jumps on trends, you might as well have it just mainlined right into your feed. But if they don't, and if you're vigilant about it, or you recognize when it's happening, you can kind of, like I said, take that step back and watch the storm happen and then go, oh, I'll hand out umbrellas if this is a real rainstorm, but I'm not going to, change my clothes because, of a light spritz. And so when when these things come up especially, and Facebook is the worst of it. Instagram's, I would say, second worst because they're aligned. And things like Snapchat and TikTok gets that way too, because TikTok is it's a Chinese company, so it's never been easier to set people on themselves in TikTok. And if you're a celebrity and you were paid to promote TikTok and get it up and running, and you know who you are, shame on you. That's the other new thing. Everybody, in the beginning of social media, it was like, hey, there's a new social media platform. They'll pay you to come on and promote this thing. Celebrities, don't do that anymore. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Let them be on for a while, and then what they want to boost users, and you've used it for a while, and you really do use it. TikTok seems to lean right. No, TikTok is an extremist website. It is meant to drive thoughts, especially younger thought. So it's meant to push people to extremes. The whole purpose is, if you're open to, laissez-faire, like gay people should be allowed to be with their, I think it will shove you in the direction of, we need children should be allowed to take pole dancing classes. And if you're slightly like, I think I'm of myself as a fiscal conservative, it will push you into George Soros Super Jew is trying to teach your kids that America's evil. And it is literally an act of division, TikTok, disguised as we just do pair dancing. And there's a little bit of animal videos. Right. That's how they get you. That's how they reel you in. And as long as you can, by the way, if you get on there and you're vigilant about that and you're aware, you can go anywhere you want. And it's a skill you develop over time, but I'm way better these days at not, yes, it's herding. That's exactly right. Can't stop lying. These are herding platforms. Herd people towards thoughts we want them to have. Herd them towards links we want them to click. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. And I know I might hammer on this a bunch. Yes, happy hump day to everybody. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Do you have a beverage? Or are you sitting around? So good morning. I'll be on for another couple of minutes. This one breezed by. This was funny. Have you guys seen the North Korean tough guy stuff? So Kim Jong-un had these guys do a demo of how strong they are. And this is, by the way, all based on Chinese Qi exercises. He's even doing, which is weird because they're doing like Southern Chinese stances, which is, considering it's an act of Korean nationalism, seems odd, but it's largely because they're borrowing these things from the Shaolin monk tricks. If you've ever been to China, or if you've ever watched this kind of stuff, the Shaolin monk guys, go out and do feats of strength, and this is they're hitting these guys aren't like, yeah, it's a trick, by the way. It's some of the and by the way, these guys are tough. Don't kid yourself. They're very tough, in the 85% of the world stuff. But this is the same stuff. If you've ever seen like Shaolin fits of strength, they do these kind of gags everywhere. Yeah, the Chinese do this a lot with these spears, and they break them. And so these guys are doing it with bending metal poles, that kind of stuff. Oh, that's lovely. And this is one of the other reasons why China's passing these no sissy pants laws. Oh, look, it's a Trump supporter on his way to on his, proving his loyalty. Trump must be so jealous. So let me see if I can find this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Chinese iron egg demos. Let's see. I'll go Shaolin. Yeah. So, by the way, North Korea, I'm just saying, you ain't got shit on the Shaolin monks. I'm just saying, there's this gentleman, prepare to wince. Wind it up. Yeah. Push that chi down because you're going to need it in a couple seconds. Yep. Push the chi down. Get ready. And there you go. Boom. There we go. That's just a starter pack. This is the you're welcome. Hi, what's your name? I'm Gary. I happen to kick really well. They asked me to come over here. Make sure my foot's working good. Walk around. Looking solid there, Gary. Fantastic. Okay. Boink. There, boink. Boink. Huh. Boink. And get you from behind. Think you could try timing? Yeah? You think so? Yeah? Yeah. So you think boink? I don't know why the jumping helps. I don't know why the jumping helps. I do. Yeah, look, ma, no kids. Well, they're not. They're celibate anyway, so it's okay. It's one of the best ways to. Oh God. Just in case you think he's hiding something. Oop, eep, up, boink. Ugh. Dude. So yeah. And these are they do this kind of stuff all the time. And so North Korea is just doing their own version of it. Let's see. I'll see if I could find. This is a fun little rabbit hole. If you've never step back week, get out of here. Most guys would pass out just if the guy's pretending he's precisely hitting the taint. Well, yeah, you wrap your junk up and you pull it forward, and then all he does is kick you in the taint. Right. That's what I've told you, ladies. It's like Finding Nemo. Just keep kicking. Just keep, because you can miss. You can miss. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Shaolin feats of strength. Let's see. Shaolin strength training, brutal Shaolin kung fu training. This is the. Yeah, here you go. This is the stuff on here. So this is a documentary. By the way, Shaolin's beautiful. I miss what China used to be. Because I love Chinese culture, and they like studied wushu for a long time, and I love it. But they're gonna come over here and just hold this guy up, and then everybody come over there and just stick him with spears, and they're gonna hold him up with spears. Monkey style. That's good stuff. Yeah. See, this is the stuff you're seeing in the Korean videos. Same stuff. Look at that little peanut. Go for it, man. He's got his Fey views on. Then you get to walk through the mausoleums and the training. And there you go. I don't think they're going to be hitting the kid with bricks anytime soon. What's the name of the video? This is Shaolin Monks Extreme Training. The other one is just Iron Egg Training. If you look up Chinese, like Shaolin Iron Egg, you'll see the nut kicking stuff. These are all forms and stuff like that. There you go. And there you go. They do that a lot too. They will break bricks on their heads. They'll just kind of go and hit their heads with a brick. Yes, iron 5 eggs. Shaolin Long Fist is great art. I mean, there are more practical ones, but it's good for your body. That's what they're doing right there. The fence post or the post training is great. I always kind of like when I watch old kung fu movies, there are two things that I envied about the spaces they worked out in. Three. One, they had a giant courtyard like that, like a big flat concrete or stone courtyard. The second one, give you 5 eggs. I think, yeah, we'll give them just for iron eggs. We're just gonna give him. He's just trying to. His hands are wrinkled. Oh, the kid like suctioning the bowl onto his belly so tight you can lift him up. Didn't work that time, so they cut away.
5 eggs in a month.
There he goes. And then they had edited it.
5 eggs.
We'll do 5 eggs next time somebody gets. Yeah. So this is very much like what you're seeing the North Korean guys do. Boink. 2 spears on his neck, and then they hit the brick with the other bricks. And these guys have all been training in the same spot that all these monks have been training in for the same time. So they have beaten holes in the ground. There you go. Dunk. Cut away so we can replace the stick with the one that's scored. There you go. Right in the neck. Boom, right in the neck. So the point is, this is a big thing in Asia in general. There's a few of these guys that tour around. Anybody who's seen Kill Bill, you've seen a kind of shortened version. Yes, don't try this at home, kids, unless your home is the Shaolin Monastery, I suppose. The original kettlebell exercises, team kettlebell. These guys are doing, these are the competition forms. There you go. Boink. There you go. So that's what I'm talking about. Like when you look at the North Korean stuff, it really is just their version of that stuff. I mean, as much as people are making a big deal out of it, if you watched any of the stuff from the Shaolin monk stuff they've been doing forever, this is the same stuff. Same show, same everything, largely performance. The weird thing, though, is that the way Kim Jong-un operates, is this dude is, obviously tough as nails. I like this dude. Yeah! 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 I just feel like, yeah! Yes! Right. Somebody get me a sandwich. So bless these guys' hearts. I mean, they don't have a choice. It's this or starve to death, unfortunately. And they're obviously very dedicated, and they're obviously very strong. Just do it. But the problem is, as badass as these guys might be, in the United States, you might go, whoa, check that guy out. He's fantastic. There's a very strong chance that Kim Jong-un would get nervous that these guys exist. And watch, he's going to hammer his own elbow down into it with it. So what you do is, as it's coming down, they just do the weight of it. And you just break the thing. Lay down on the nails, and then they'll put a thing. And this stuff's been around forever. Should stage something along the lines. That's a good idea. Has Kim got makeup on? More than likely. We know he's a fan of eyeliner and base. So what happened to our greatest warriors? They all died after the exhibition. From what? The damage done to them by the thing? No, they all got tetanus. Oh, yes. Andrea, hold on one second. Hold on. Let's cut away from this. Give me 1 second. Thank you for reminding me. Be right back.
우리 전투원들은 교미하는 최고 사령관 동지께서 안겨주신 담력과 배짱, 천한 무적의 억센 힘과 용맹을 더
First of all, thank you for the birthday, Pez. Let's see. These are some of the birthday cards I finally got when I was able to get my mail from Los Angeles. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Today I dedicate all my hand washing to you. That's lovely. Thank you, Crystal, from Patreon. Appreciate that. You're on my mind today. This has a letter in it. I won't read the letter, but everyone else is on my nerves. Love, Patty Lynn. Thank you. And Louise Wolf. A very happy birthday to you. May all your birthday wishes and dreams come true for you.
평온을 지켜 한몸 그대로 무쇠 구목이 되고 번개 같은 비수가 될 굳은
happy birthday to you. Wishing you a beautiful day and a year full of happiness. Happy birthday, Bethany. Thank you, Bethany. And then this one's really nice. This is a very lovely card from Dawn. Hal, relax and enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday. Nice try. I was in D.C. when that happened. Enjoy your show from all your friends on the YouTube chat. Thanks. Thanks, guys. You did well. This is good. This is supposed to be me reading the paper, and I have golden laces on my shoes, apparently. I've got a little cup of coffee. I have a Starbucks cup, but it has a handle on it. That's classy. And then I think 3 books, and I'm still reading the paper. And I'm wearing blue socks. That's good. I'm very fond of the periwinkle blue. This is separate. Okay. You know you're getting older when everything hurts and what doesn't hurt doesn't work. Okay, I guess I'm not getting older. You feel like the morning after and you didn't go anywhere the night before. Your knees buckle and your belt won't. You can only burn midnight oil on the clock. Twinkle in your eyes as the sun hitting your back. Your back goes out more than you do. And another surefire way to know you're getting older is when cards like this start showing up on your birthday. Try to have a good one anyways. Hope you have a great one out from all of us at Lonesome Dove Ranch. Oh, that's awesome. I know it's early, but I want to make sure you got it. Thank you, Amy. I hope you're doing well, friend. Also, I hope you have a great 52nd birthday. Thank you so much. And then we'll do, I'll do 2 more. This is introducing the Dancing Weenies. They're here to wish you a happy birthday in the worst way.
우리
청춘들은
존경하는 최고 사령관 동지께서 안겨주신
And then, dear Al, thank you for a great show. Have a wonderful birthday. Much love. Cat from the YouTube. There you go. That came inside. So, thank you guys so much. There's a couple of others, but they're on a shelf upstairs too. And these were the ones that were close. Still, oh no, you're still hearing audio from the video? I'm sorry. That was weird. I don't know why. Did it go away? Rats. Sorry. I give myself 5 eggs for that one.
5 eggs. 5 eggs in a month. Eat 2 eggs a day. 5 eggs.
Okay. All right. I have to read them again? Okay. I'll do it in backwards order. Dear Hal, thank you for such a great show. Have a wonderful birthday. Much love. Cat from the chat. There you go. Fixed it. I'm sorry. I didn't even know that. Like, I couldn't even see that was happening. Introducing the Dancing Weenies. They're here to wish you a happy birthday in the worst way. Cat from the chat. You know you're getting older when everything hurts and what doesn't work, doesn't hurt, doesn't work, etc., etc. Over the hill, old age folks, jokes. Thank you, Amy, by the way. And most of all, you know you're getting older when cards like this start showing up on your birthday. Try to have a good one anyways. Thanks. From everybody at Lonesome Dove Ranch. Thank you guys so much. And then this is from all the folks in the YouTube chat and from Dawn. Thank you guys very much. And then this one, again, was from Bethany, wishing you a beautiful day and a year full of happiness. Thank you. And then the one with all the Patreon signatures is upstairs, so I'll show that one later. You're on my mind today. Everyone else is on my nerves. A very happy birthday to you. Love, Patty Lynn. And happy birthday to you. Today I dedicate all my hand washing to you. Happy birthday, which I appreciate. Thank you. So thank you, Crystal, from Patreon. Okay, sorry I had to reread those. Not only was I able to pick up my cards, but I was also able to get my copy of California Freemason, a magazine I read quite often. Making good men better is the goal. Here's a good article. Look at this. Is forgiveness manly? Giant guy holding sorry. And it says, why letting go of grudges is the strongest move of all. Fantastic. So there you go. All right. I'm back to what I was saying. All right. Hi. Yay. Thank you guys so much. And I'm sorry about the noise on the first one. I don't know how I missed that. That's very strange. It Sorry, it's so many. It's so funny how many people commented on my dancing pecs video because I was just like being silly, and I now know in watching those, like, who really eases. I know more about people by their response to stuff than I ever could by asking them. Did you ever watch the Castle episode with Gene Simmons? Yes. And then how's the Eggman? Cuckoo Cuckoo. No problem, Tricia. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad you're here. So yeah, I was like, I was getting dressed or whatever, and I was like, I just felt like doing a joke. So I start, twitching my pecs, and I was like, I was looking at how to make loop videos, and I just decided to make that and just post it or whatever. And there was, and most people just made them laugh really quickly. Oh wow, hold on one second. We're gonna go to this real quick because this is super sweet and beautiful. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this up here a second. This I do want you guys to hear, so hold on.
Everybody in the world needs to do this. Everybody in the world needs to see it was unbelievable. I mean, the little things of weightlessness, but to see the blue color go whoop by, and now you're staring into blackness. That's the thing. The covering of blue, this sheet, this blanket, this comforter of blue that we have around us. We think, oh, that's blue sky. And then suddenly you shoot through it all of a sudden, as though you whip off a sheet off you when you're asleep. And you're looking into blackness, into black ugliness. And you look down, there's the blue down there, and the black up there, and it's just, there is Mother and Earth and comfort, and is there death? I don't know. Is that death? Is that the way death is? Whoop, and it's gone. Jesus. It was so moving to me. This experience has been something unbelievable. You see, yeah, weightless, my stomach went up, and God, this is so weird. But not as weird as the covering of blue. This is what I never expected. Oh, it's one thing to say, oh, the sky and the thing and the fragile thing. It's all true. But what isn't true, what is unknown, until you do it, is there's this pillow, there's this soft blue. Look at the beauty of that color. And it's so thin. And you're through it in an instant. It's how thick is it? We know.
I mean, the atmosphere.
Is it a mile? 2 miles?
I mean, it depends on how you measure because it thins out, but maybe 50 miles.
But you're going 2,000 miles an hour. So you're through 50 miles, whatever the mathematics
fast.
was.
Yeah, really
it's
fast.
like a beat, and suddenly you're through the blue. And you're into black. And you're into...
What a beautiful thing. Shatner just landed, and he's talking about his experience of it, and what a unique take on that. And that's why citizens going to space, like individuals going to space, has so much value beyond just the scientists and the astronauts that prepare for it. Because part of preparing for it, especially, for a long while, because you could die easily, there was so much prep that and they had to be so mission oriented not to die that they couldn't sort of emotionally take stock in a way that a noob could, right? And his understanding of the atmosphere of what keeps us alive on this planet and just the impossible, delicate nature of it. Just the extraordinary improbability of its occurrence. And to be like that aware of it because you pass through it and then suddenly you go, oh, most of the universe doesn't have air, doesn't have the ability to sustain life, doesn't have water. Is send writers and poets, right? Thank you, Diana, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And she's reminding everybody to give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Come back in the afternoon when I do my crazy show. This is a very valuable thing in terms of he's going to be a wonderful spokesperson for protecting the planet. Yeah, this will change that perspective. Yeah, he's 90 years old. It's amazing. Yeah, he spoke of death, and he compared it to dying, because he's like, is that what life is like? You're in this blue, the world is your comfort zone, you have this sky above you, and then you're through it in a second, and there's nothing. It just goes on forever. Yeah, life is a freaking miracle. And I think, and he's right. I mean, I've always felt that most Americans need to travel overseas to get a little perspective, and most humans need to spend some time off world eventually to get a perspective about how important it is. When people start doing my crazy show today will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. They could have spent the money on renewable technology for us all. No, they couldn't have. This is not a matter of a limited pie in those terms. Unless you want him to start building nuclear reactors instead of trips to space. And even then it doesn't cost ultimately that much. He's spending that money that you gave him getting packages to your house quickly. You could hear the awesome wonder of the universe in his voice. Yeah. People need to see the world first. Could they send world leaders? Yeah, it'd be curious to see which ones wouldn't go. Yeah, there were no wings on the plane, so you wouldn't have seen a gremlin, I don't think. It's a red herring argument. I agree. I'm so unproud of Bezos. Again, avoid attachments to things other people insist you should have. Because ultimately the space program, as we experience it, and its ability to, because these trips have nothing to do with Shatner being in space and people going up and falling down. You do know that, right? In the great scheme of space travel, these are exercises that draw attention, but the whole purpose is to build the reusable rocket that can land on its own same way. Same as the Tesla one. The capsule's not what it's about. The capsule's done. It's foregone conclusion. We will improve the capsules. We'll find ways to put a smaller, spacecraft that's more aerodynamic for other atmospheres inside the capsule at some point. These are all test flights. Think about this for a second. These are all test flights for reusable booster rockets to leave the planet. For multiple, to put satellites up in, there's some, something in the order of a ring of 50 satellites they're trying to put around the Earth to extend, internet and phone service to, third world countries in a way that they haven't had before. And they used to have to wait for everybody to put up wires like old traditional phones. So when people talk about, why are we doing space when we have these problems on Earth? These problems on Earth may very well ultimately be solved by the technology that is, especially when it comes to illness, aging, osteoporosis, bone density issues, and along with aging, giving people decades more healthful life is part of what the space program does, even beyond keeping track of the planet and storms and all the stuff that now you have a tornado warning. You don't have that without a space program. We need the technology. It's crucial to life, and it is part of our long-term. And in many ways, you portion an amount of money that you have towards that thing because it may not seem important now, but all the homeless shelters in the world won't help you when an asteroid decides to curve towards Earth. And if we're planning on sticking around, that's something we're going to have to deal with eventually. And if we don't, by the way, deal with it here, we might need a system in place where we practiced it here, but we use it on Mars or we use it on whatever. So, these are, if they're willing to put their money into this kind of experimentation, and this is something that the taxpayer doesn't end up having to do, even though they're piggybacking on all the discoveries made by taxpayers for years, I'm for it. And the biggest problem we have with hunger in the world right now, the single biggest problem is not supply. It isn't. It is not lack of food. It is literally the most people who are starving in the world right now are being starved by their leaders. North Korea, some countries in Africa, parts of India, definitely parts of China. It's on purpose. Or wanton disregard for human life. It's not because we don't have excess food to get to them. It's not even distribution. It's stiff-arming the distribution. So the idea that somehow that this is money when it's spent on space is somehow taken away from some other, building houses or what have you here, when the money that's allocated for those things already is not being spent to its fullest. Because again, who you elect matters. Oh yeah, the Prime sub. Oh, the Prime sub came up? Yay! Are we getting there? Are we getting close? Are we getting anywhere close? Thank you guys, by the way, Tony from Ireland and Shadow. Thank you so much for gifting subs. It's awesome. What? Hi, buddy. Hi. You just want to come in and start? Hi. Hold on, he wants to come up and say hi. There he goes. Look at this guy. Look how big he's getting. Hi. Hi. Yes, he's a kisser. Chip. Tax money for going to space, I'm okay with that. Yeah, well, there's still that too, and we still do have the best program. But these guys are, are basically demoing stuff on, for private space travel stuff. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. He's such a good boy. He's such a handsome man. Yes, he's getting bigger, and his tail's getting really, really long. He's already purring too. He's watching the chat go by because it's moving on the screen. What is it? What's going on? Hi. He gets, at this point in my show, he just wants to like fall asleep on my upper chest. Oh, do we check on his bean tag? Are you good okay? I don't want you to fall over. There you go. Do you got bean toes on here? Are these black? Should we look? Hold on. Yep. He's got black bean toes on his back feet too. There he goes. Do you want to hop down? Where are you going? Where are you going? He wants scratches, but he wants to hop. Oh, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that, Noah. This is just our, morning relaxed show. Believe me, I am making effort to not make it too structured. Did Chip step on my balls yet? No. Chip only. I have a scab on my leg. I got a cut on my leg, and it's healing. And he steps there. Maddie steps on my balls. Maddie just. It's amazing. Multi-cool cat condo. Yeah, I need to put a cat condo like right where that guitar is. Nope. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. Those are wires. Thank you. I got lots of wires under there. Hi, buddy. I saw a gorilla do that. They had a gorilla who had a pet cat. Thanks, buddy. And the gorilla would just keep doing this, and the cat seemed to love it. So it's a habit I've developed over time. And he's like I nom him, and he loves it. He's so cute. It's terrible. Dude, you can't fall asleep on me. You're right here. Yeah, your leg getting stiff. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back, kids. Hold on. Give me a second. I don't know if he'll like this, but we'll find out. Pillow inside a box. There you go. What is this? What's that? What is this? Do you like this? That's Chip's bed. That's your own thing. Yeah. Do you like that? Is it comfy? I mean, you get to be in a box. You can chew the sides. You can attack things. Yeah. It's good. You could just rest in there. He's a total foster fail. He's absolutely a foster fail. Yeah. And he's mine too. Like, I mean, like we have 5 cats now. They're split amongst, they're family cats, but like Chud is, my old cat from my old house, and Chip is now the sidecar. Yeah. So he's the stage manager. He's still in the box. Oh, and he jumped out. Okay, nice try. Well, at least you know it's there now and it's yours. No, don't. Why are you going back behind the computer? Quit it. I put it on wheels for a reason, so I could roll it out to fix wire. You goof. Look at this. Look. Hop back in here. There you go. Lay down. See, this will be nice. It'll be cushy. And push it down in there, and you can attack the sides. All right. What happened to Molly Hatchet? Molly's upstairs. She's good. No, I don't have butt issues. Chip has butt issues. Well, he did. He's fine. He's fine now. Was he an actually? You're his person. I totally am. What do you think? Chip, do you like it? You gonna jump out and attack somebody who just went by? It's a sleep box. Don't poop in it. Okay, we'll figure it out. I'm going on 3 hours sleep, so I haven't come. No, what? Why? What? Come here, Stinky. Come here, you. What are you doing? Look at this tail, by the way. Look at the length of this tail. This is crazy. Oh, thank you, Mandy, and thank you, Diana. Kisses for Chip. Okay, just hang out. Our parent loves Hello Kitty voice. Hi. This is so ridiculous. What a show. This is filth. I've got you. There it is. Please tell me how Chud got her name. It's great. Oh, she's named after the horror movie Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers, because she lived under my house in Venice, in California. under with like in this crawl space under the house with a family of possums that she would split the underside of the house with, and she just lived amongst the, she was feral, and she just lived amongst the raccoons and other stuff and the crows and everybody else. I had 2 pet crows from the neighborhood because of Chud, because I would feed her and then they would clean out the rest of the can. He wants to lay on my lap. It's like, here you go, buddy. There you go. He's just curled up. He just wants to go to bed. I did not keep the opossums. They didn't want to be kept. And so these 2 crows would always land on, when it was time to feed Chud, they would wait till she was done and they would eat what was in the can. So I ended up bringing another can of cat food for them. And then I started bringing them like other treats. They liked plain jerky for some reason. Oh, I've always wanted a pet raven myself. So, hi. Yeah, he's just I can't tilt the camera down, and if I move too much, he'll fall off. But he's just laying on my lap right now. Were they crows or ravens? Crows, yeah. But I've always wanted a pet raven. Same thing, basically. Very similar. Very smart birds. Yeah, he's just passing out on my leg right now. I'm not going to be able to get up. I'm going to end up with numb leg. And just like, yeah. Did your other orange kitten get adopted? Yes. They went, there were 2 of them, and they went as a pair. So they got a home together. Hi. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. I missed you too. It was my first time, like, in his life, leaving for a couple days. I think he was weirded out by it. Mm-hmm. But he's, if you can hear that, you can also hear the saw out back. Cats are better than birds. Well, they're better at fighting. Domesticated house cats kill 1 billion birds a year. That's just the domesticated ones. Do I foster dogs? No, because we have cats. So I would love dogs. My dad has dogs. Birds are fake. I have a kid about the same age as Chip, and it's so crazy. Love to watch him play. It's so funny. Oh yeah, he totally just, he doesn't need anybody else. What are you doing? Get away from the desk. He just wants to touch the mouse for my computer. He's like pretending to sleep and like, but I could touch can I put my paw on the keyboard and just destroy everything? Could I just do that real quick? I know. Dude, where are you going? Come here. Lump back. Simmer. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm gonna have to. Does Chud get along with it better? Chud gets along with everybody. She has no problems. He sometimes wants to play with her and she doesn't like it, but she doesn't. She's just kind of Garfield. She's just a fat cat with lazy eyes. So she with like kind of droop eyes. So she just looks at everybody like, "What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Stop doing that." Chud just always looks like that. She's just half lidded all the time, like she's high. Now I spend $500 a year on birdseed. Good Lord. Yeah, you say, Anthony. I am very sleepy. Yeah, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. So I'm going to take another nap and do my show this afternoon. So I will sign off now, and I will see you guys later on. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll have our mornings with Chip and our moments of philosophy and our checking out the trends. And say bye, silly. Because if you're going to crawl around, then just crawl around up here. I want to play with the fan. Can I stick my head in the fan? Can you stick your hand? His eyes are starting to do like this. He's as tired as I am. I woke him up too. So when I came in the middle of the night, it woke him up for a while. Just a good boy. You're such a good kid. And he's like, he's doing one of those. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, he may not have slept well because he didn't know where the heck I went. He usually sleeps next to me. I gotcha. Oh, get him. Oh, bite it. There he goes. There you go. Hop down. All right. Sorry, somebody said something. Cosmic Rose says what? Chip adopts Hal on Patreon. Yes, it's true. I'm going to go snuggle with Chip. Yeah, I'll go take a nap. And I will see you guys later on this afternoon. Try not to fade too hard. Okay. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And remember, it's okay to go through your social media at arm's length. Also, sit up straight and breathe. Don't get into panic mode by squinching over and having bad posture while you're on your phone. It's bad for you, and it's bad for the content you put out. Okay, you guys are wonderful. I will see you later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific time for Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. That's the show we do every day. Okay, see you later.
It's a malware called Q-Snatch. 5 egg. What? Go. What? Go. What?
Brett Kavanaugh.
So that's the kind of fight it's gonna be.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Is you real nice? If I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
I think there's some kind of deviated treatment.
Dr. Evil! Dr. Evil! Guys, talk! Dr. Evil!
It's not Irish. It's not English.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was the kindest of us, you know.
It's just piking.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Something strange happened to me this morning. Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you? No. Why am I the only person that has that dream?
Sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
Jack left town.
left loses its state.
That's amazing. How did you do that? That's amazing. How did you do that?
How, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of yourself? Captain's log.